Let's be honest, depending on just one source of income these days is risky and challenging. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Fiverr to create a simple but powerful passive income system, one that allows you to earn from your skills, connect with clients from all over the world, and give yourself more financial freedom. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you will know how to set up your Fiverr account the smart way and start earning like a pro. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. All right, to get started, what you need to do is to go to fiverr.com and create your account as a new user on Fiverr, and then you complete your profile. I don't think it's something we necessarily need to go in depth about, because it's something you can basically do. So create your new profile, and then you complete your profile. So after you complete your profile, you find out this is how the homepage of Fiverr is. So for the homepage, you have the selling homepage and buying homepage. So right now we are at buying homepage. Buying homepage is where you can see other people's services and patronize them. As you can see here, here are a bunch of people trying to or willing to sell their services on Fiverr. So if you want to switch to selling, where you will be able to also create your own gigs and sell your services, you just come over here and switch to selling. So here on selling is where you will create your gig ready to sell your services on Fiverr. So it's on this profile, it's on this selling profile that you make sure you complete your profile. You make sure you properly set your about. You also set your education, certificate, basically as anything that you believe will be a plus for you as someone that is willing to attract client. Make your profile professional. Add up everything that you believe will promote your page out there for people willing to patronize you. As you can see here, I just basically tell about myself and just my background as a photographer. And then also down here, I just added my education status, going to certificate. I just added my certificate of photography, which I obtained 2019. And then going down here, skill and expertise. I I basically added the kind of services that I will be able to deliver on Fiverr. So as you can see, let's for example, someone search for color grading. Since I added it as a part of my skills, I will easily be part of the people that will be presented to that person. And then probably if lucky me, he would click on me and patronize me. So make sure you set your profile and make it look professional, as you can see. So going back to the buying, as you can see, just like I have said, these are what are referred to as gigs. These images that you are seeing explaining what people can do is what is being referred to as gig. As you can see here, I will add or remove object in street, buildings, gardens. This is a gig on itself. So all here are called gigs. Here above, as you can see, here are a few of my gigs. I'll professionally skill retouch. I will edit wedding photos. I would do documentary photography and the rest. So these are what I refer to as gigs. So for you as a new user on Fiverr willing to sell your services, to create your gig, what you need to do is switch to selling, and then you go to my business, and then you click on gigs. All right, as you can see here are my gigs already created. This is how I categorize them, knowing what I can be able to deliver. So I categorize them into 4 gigs. So bear in mind, you can only create 4 gigs on Fiverr. So it depends on you and the services that you are willing to deliver. You know what you can be able to deliver. You can categorize them into 4 different gigs, because I don't think it's professional to like uh, uh, to have every services in a single gigs. No, no, I think it's better to categorize the kind of services into different gigs. You can basically just create 1 gig. You can create 2. You can create the 4, but bear in mind you cannot create more than 4 gigs on Fiverr. So to show you how you can be able to create your first gig as a new user on Fiverr. What you do here is I think we are going to delete one of my gigs here because we cannot create more than 4 gigs. So to delete, let me just delete the wedding images. I can click here and then I click on delete, and then we delete this particular gig. All right, it's reloading. All right, as you can see, we are set down now to 3 gigs. So here we are going to create a new gig so that you guys can be able to see how the process is like. So we go ahead and click on new gig. As you can see, here is where you are going to give title for the gig that you are trying to create. Is it photo retouching gig, editing wedding images gig, photoman? It depends on the services that you are creating the gig for. So for me, since we are creating my wedding editing gig, so what we are going to do is we are going to be like, I will professionally edit your wedding photos. All right, as you can see, I keep it short. So the shorter the better. As you can see, they already recommend this is just perfect. You have the chance to use not more than 80 characters, but the shorter the better. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to go back to our category. So here on the category, what we are going to do is we are going to go for graphic and design, since editing is part of graphics. And then for the subcategory, we are going to navigate where it says image editing. Image editing. Let's check. Let's check. All right, here it says image editing. So after that, we are going to go and select the service type. Since we don't have wedding image editing, we are going to go for portrait retouching. And then here we have type and then service type. So we are going to start with type. So for the type, we are going to click on weddings. We are going to click on event, and also we are going to click on, let's add family to the list. And then also going to service, we can also include color correction and then skin retouching, since they are all what to expect while editing within images. So going to our search tags, we are going to include the words that people might use while trying to look for the service that you are currently creating the gig for. So for wedding images, we can just include something like photo editing photos. We are going to include something like, is there color correction? Yes, we have color correction. We have something image. Let's go for, all right, image editing. So it depends on the gig you are creating and the search word that will fit, search tags that will fit the gig that you are currently creating. So what we are going to do after that, we are going to click on save and continue. So as you can see, we are moving to pricing after overview. So for the pricing, we are going to have, we are going to create different packages. You can simply have one package. You can offer different packages. So for me, I usually like to go with the different packages. That's multiple option for clients. So for the packaging, we are going to create different names. Let's have something like premium package, and then we also have something like platinum, and then lastly you can also include something like gold, and then you can give description for each package you create. So for the premium, we can include something like, let's go for color grading, since it's also something to do for wedding images. So color grading, and then you can also include something like crop and alignment, crop and let's say alignment, yeah. And then also we can include 100, yeah, 100 retouched images. So that's it for the basic package. So for the standard, since we are only adding extra benefit relating to the basic package, so let's just copy everything from the for the premium. We are only adding uh extra benefit on the platinum relating to the premium. So we are copying everything from the premium package and paste it under the platinum, and then we edit. So I think we are going to add the number of retouched images to 200 here, and then for the gold we are also going to paste and add somewhere around, let's say, 400 retouched images. And then below are other benefits you can add to the following packages you have above. So for the delivery time on the premium, you can say 2 days delivery, and then for the platinum we can keep it at 3 days, and then for the gold you can keep it somewhere around 5 days will work. And then for the number of images, we can give somewhere around 200 images for the premium. Where's our 200? All right, let's scroll and click on 200. And then for the platinum, we can increase the number of images to somewhere around, let's say, 500. And then for the gold, we can keep it somewhere around 1000. So it depends on you. Not necessarily you use the exact images, the exact digits I'm using. So you can play around and use what works for you. So for the source file, that's the PSD. I don't think it's necessary for wedding images, so I'm not going to include. If you are including it, I'm just going to check and include them. For me, I don't want to include the source file. Yes, I'm going to give high resolution images for every package here. And then for the pricing, we are going to keep our premium package somewhere around $75. And then for the platinum we can keep it somewhere around $150, and then for the gold we are going to keep it at $300. So going down below, you can add extra services and extra charges. So for extra fast delivery, you can add it for every package. Since our basic package is 2 days, we can be like, all right, 1 day delivery for basic package at $50 extra. We can add also add extra quick delivery for our uh, second package, which is platinum. We can make it as 2 days delivery and charge extra $100. We can keep our gold package on 3 days delivery and also charge somewhere around $150. So just use the digits that works best for you. So also, if you want to give additional images, you can click and then add extra charges. You can also uh, give other extra services here, like the source file, commercial use, mockup. You know what works best for you. So for me, looking at the packages and the services that I applied on each package, I think this is okay for me. I will just go ahead and click on save and continue. Oh, sorry, I did not add delivery time for the gold package. So I think 5 days will work. I think that's the only thing that I am missing. Additional charges. So I think additional charges is only for the extra fast delivery. So I will just go ahead and click on continue. I think we are good by now. Yes, we are good. So the next one, we are going to give description for the gig. So for description, I don't usually do it up head. I usually go to my chat GPT, which is a lifesaver, and be like, all right, give me a wedding editing for, all right, let's be like editing, give, give me a give me description, right? Description for wedding editing photos on Fiverr, as you can see. give all right, give me description for wedding editing photos on Fiverr, and then I will click go ahead for ChatGPT to generate something for me. All right, as you can see here, it comes. It gives us make your wedding photos really unforgettable. All right, as you can see, if you can see, it gives us something very good and professional to use. If you feel there is something to tweak or change, you can go ahead and give it command. I want this, add it to the description. I don't want this, remove it from the description. If you don't want it, you can just go ahead and be like another it, and then it will simply generate another description for your gig. Any kind of gig that I want to create, I usually come to chat GPT so that it can reduce the stress for me and do it reduce the stress and automatically create the description of the gig that I'm creating. So I think here it is, it created another description for the gig, but the first one works okay for me. What I would do is I would just go ahead and click on copy, and then I go back to my Fiverr, and then I paste it, and then I go ahead and add or remove what I feel I don't want it to be on the description. So here above, we don't want this part, and then I will delete it, and then I also delete this text below. And as you can see, it says we can write more than 1200 characters. You can simply command ChatGPT to give you a description that is not more than 1200 characters. But I feel this is okay for me. What I would do is I would just go ahead and click on save and continue. All right, it's set for us. So here is where you are going to like create question for everybody that click on the gig and proceed to give you the work. Here you create some like kind of questions that you will need the person to answer for you to be able uh, to deliver what they are expecting. So you just go ahead and click on add new question, and then you go ahead and create the questions that you need the client to respond to. All right, to do that also, I think it's easier to go back to our chat GPT, and then ask chat GPT to create these questions once and be like, create a quick question for my clients on Fiverr before proceeding to editing their wedding images, and then you hit enter. It doesn't need to be perfect. ChatGPT will understand where you are going to. All right, here it says, hi, before we start editing your photos, will you please, well, overall style, yes, the style that the client is expecting, the color tune, is there any kind of style, the style of editing or color grading that the client is looking for, any specific photo you want me to focus on or particular edits you'd like, any details to avoid, questions like that. Maybe you have your own personal questions that you like to edit, you can go ahead and insert them. So for this, let's use what ChatGPT already created for us, and then you go ahead and paste it under there. Also, don't forget here, you only need to write not more than 400 characters. If you are okay with the questions that you created, you just go ahead and click on add, and then you also click on save and continue. As you can see, it's saving our progress. All right, here we are moving to gallery. All right, gallery is where you add images to your gig. Those are the images that people see before they click on your gig. Those are what create impressions, and people will feel like, yes, let me try this guy out. So it's important to use the images that are related to the gig you are creating. So for this gig, let's go on browse, and as you can see, I have some few images which I can add to my gallery. And also you need to understand you are only entitled to use not more than 3 images, and the first image you use is what will remain in front of your gig before someone clicks on it and slide and see the rest of the 2 images. So for this gig, let me use this one as the first image. As you can see, it's also marked as primary because it is the primary image that a client will see and feel impressed before proceeding to clicking and maybe contacting you and eventually giving you the service that the client wants you to offer. So let's wait for the first image to complete loading, and then we add the second image and then to the third image. All right, here we go. All right, as you can see, it says good. We are done uploading the primary image. Let's go back and select. All right, let's go for the second image. I think it will work. Actually, you can just go ahead and click the third image. Let's go for the image number 7. So let's wait for the 2 images to complete loading, and then we proceed. So it's important to have good images that will create impression. What they actually like signboard uh, for the service you are willing to offer. So good signboard always attract customers. So also try as much as possible to provide images that are one relating to your gig, and then they will create impression. And then these images I just use Photoshop and design them. So I think it's something you can simply do, and also add to your gig gallery. So since our images are complete uploading, as you can see, you can also add a video, maybe a quick short video. As you can see, they said maximum of 75 seconds and 50 MB, maybe a quick video of your editing process or something like that. And then you can also be able to add 2 documents. Those are PDF. I think maybe not just PDF, but you can also add PDF here. So maybe like a quick collection of your services in form of PDF for a client to have a preview. So I think for this gig, we are only adding these 3 images. So let's go ahead and click on save and continue. All right, as you can see, we need to uh, check on declaration here, because they want to make sure you are using the images that are your work, because they don't want you to pick somebody's image maybe on the internet and use in your gallery, which is not acceptable on Fiverr, because that will eventually get your account to get banned. So as we click on I declare, then we proceed to save and continue. As you can see, all right, it said save. So the last thing we are going to do is to publish our gig. So the moment we click on publish, it means our gig will be open for business. Clients can be able to see it on Fiverr and click on the gig and have a view of your gig. So before we click on all right, let's just go ahead and click on publish gig. All right, as you can see, your gig is open for business. So let's go ahead and click on save and preview. Let's have a preview of how our gig is looking when a customer clicks on it. So as you can see now, it's saving. So let's wait for it to save and then open it for us to see the client's perspective. So as you can see, here is our gig. As you can see, here is our gig title. Here are the images that we just uploaded. If you click on slide, you can see the rest of the images that we uploaded. And then going down, as you can see, this is our description of the gig that we created on ChatGPT. And then going down below, as you can see, here is a quick brief about you as uh, as as someone that is going to render the services. And then going down below, as you can see, here is our packages. As you can if you can remember, we created 3 different packages. So here is how a client will have the view of the gigs, and then select the gig that the client is willing to patronize you on, and then click on continue and proceed with payment. And then Fiverr will notify you, and then you go ahead and proceed with getting the resources from the client. You edit and then you deliver. And then something that I will advise you is, first, it takes time. As someone that not takes time, it usually takes time. Let me say it this way, for a lot of people that are just starting on Fiverr, because yeah, you can't just start and expect the next minute for a client to click you. You can be lucky with that, but you need to exercise patience. And the moment you get your first client, hopefully that client will might give you 5-star review, and also compliment that other people can see, and have trust that you can also deliver their work. And then if you have a portfolio like Instagram, you can go ahead and copy the link to your gig and paste it there. Maybe people can be able to have a view and click on your gig, maybe eventually patronize you as well. So basically that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and share, and let's see in another video.